Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work in and we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We been killing demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews that we no lies. With it, that we won't die. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. Y'all gotta gather together. We do that. We got the nations in warfare. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. With the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people gon' see the mission. So we gotta bring that out. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing in light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your cross beat. Hold up, Pastor man, you lost me. You still be teaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring that out. 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 I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. LOZ, we gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah, hey, yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. They got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work in and we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We been killing demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews that we no lies. With it, that we won't die. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. Y'all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got them nations in warfare. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. For the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people gon' see the mission. So we gotta bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring that 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 out. I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing in light, counting on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your cross beat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. Used to be teaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we back in the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring that out. Bring that out.
It's the Bring It Out Radio Show. It's the Bring It Out Radio Show. Celebrate the Lord game. We're going to talk about it.
Bring that out. Bring that out. I said the Hebrews got a show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out.
That's right. The world's greatest move. I named it after me.
Hey. Shout out ASAP on the engineering. Shout out to Brother J on the beat. Let's go.
Let's go, family. This is the Bring It Out Radio Show. Let's go.
Check me out. 7-12-7-8, I hit the earth. All praises to the Father for my birth, like the frankincense and myrrh. Now it's Frenches on my shirt, cause I put the Father first. Kick my friends to the curb, then I swerve. Ricky Bobby in the streets with the scripts for the lost sheep, like Uber Eats. Mask off, I got faith in Hamashiach.
12 in the room, 12 in the room, get us started.
Fornication,
tell a friend to log in.
Salvation, just be patient, milk and honey, I can taste it and where the priest can hide. You don't know where you go unless you know where you come from. Convicted in my spirit, I spit it and they hear it. The 12 tribes love it, the other nations fear it and clear it. I'ma spit it till it's over with.
Well, it's cold, hell is hot. Prosper in the law, call it jackpot. Never sell your soul, this is food for thought. Matter for the Lord, he be juggernaut. I got the bow, I got the hammer. Trust in the Lord, never trust the drummer. We in the slums, we in the sticks. On the corners where them brothers drop a couple bricks. The dice with the law, if you live in the sin, the spirit gon' burn with the skin that you win. And the Lord ain't your friend if you really don't repent. He might just forgive, but it really just depends. Keep going on again and again. You should really chase the kingdom, but you rather buy the rims. If you living as a criminal, the Lord apprehend. Cause you love living wicked just to chase some different things. We gon' hold that L cause we looking for wins. I hold my head high as that boat starts to bend. You running out of time, bro, don't be a fool. You drowning in your sins, don't drown in the pool. You love living high, but I call that thing a crack rock. Bring it slow to the room, I guess that's a hot box. He ruined my blood, I'm born in Florida. If you keep sinning, boys, nice knowing you. Better grab the tool, ya. Angels can be cruel, don't be stupid, they will kill ya. Better live your life on the wives, I'm familiar. Love the 100 lives of your life, if you still there. I be like, oh yeah, Israelite, oh yeah. Speaking only truth in the booth, I'm a truth bearer. Let your light shine, you'll be fussing up the Lord's prayer. If you deny, you might die for these nightmares.
Heard he murmured on the Abba, God forgive him. Don't send a crew, a messenger to split up. All my ox top notch, don't forget it. Heard the enemy getting close, get in position. We don't do it for ourselves, for the mission. More just walking for the weak, shouldn't listen. They brought clearly to Detroit, it's getting vicious. Hold on, it's getting righteous, we don't want to paint the wrong picture. If we got Abba, we don't never need a Glock then. Hebrew J, no name, that's the option. Doing praise, I don't want to be in your top 10. But if Abba got a spot, I want to slot in.
Yeah, it's wartime, yeah, it's time to turn it up. Abba on the way, time to stay focused. Yeah, I got my Bible on the side of me. I don't need no Glock, yeah, I'm covered in the blood. Oh, praise say I hide by your shit, yeah, I was shot. Yeah, I'm in the booth screaming, Kala, Barakata. You know we focus on the yeah, we focus on the kingdom. Oh no, I said focus on the kingdom, we kingdom talking, bull walking. Who let them lions out the cage, huh? Who let them lions out the cage? I will finna call havoc any day.
Every day, made a way, I'ma say the day. Walking through the valleys of the shadows, I ain't been afraid. Ducking all the Jezebels, we stepping on the surface. Saw the fruits with the captain, cause it looking like a circus. I won't copy persons, but for sure can show you verses. We the Israelites, I see the curses in the circle. Break the curses, come back to the law, statutes and commandments. On my knees like I'm Kaepernick, Bible like candy.
Yeah, you know the right shit, we cover on the blood. Say ain't wanna rumble, you gon' fumble. Babylon from the barn, then from the crumble. Oh man, I'm on the way, you in trouble.
Yeah, if you living for the most high and the sucker in the jungle, see the lions and they killing on each other. That don't make no sense because we supposed to be there for each other. So I'm finna make a rumble, come together like a huddle.
What's a small thing to a giant? Hey, what is David to Goliath? Ain't a tribulation that I won't get by. We don't praise the Allah, we praise the high.
So P gang can folk. I couldn't come up with a hook, so I decided to put some drip on it instead. You feel me? Yeah, like that.
Swag, 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 drill, swag, drill, swag, drill, swag, drill, swag, drill, swag, drill, swag, drill. They hate on the fact that I do my due diligence. Always be judging me. I don't care nothing about it. Cause let's just be honest, them beaters ain't one.
We can't get it no more. We can't get it no more. DJ Brew, DJ Brew, DJ Brew. Pull that. Let's talk about it. It's the Bring It Out Radio Show. I'm your Minister Charlemagne. I have my face in the place. And I have with me, you know who he is, right? You know there's no comparison. I got the captain of captains, Captain I'm a one lawyer, Bunya Sharala, in the place to be. I got my engineer on the deck, right? Engineer Sham Shawan. This is the Bring It Out radio show designed to bring out the truth according to all that is written in the Holy Torah and the scriptures and all the doctrine that's between the pages, as well as dealing with the topics of today. We thank the Most High for this opportunity to talk to you all, and we thank everybody for logging in, and tell a friend to log in. Tell a friend to log in, because we're going to talk about it. As you can see on the message and on the sign behind me, we're going to talk about the real life purge. We're going to talk about the Safety Act, right? The Safety Act, they call it, as they design a new system to have us implode and destroy ourselves. But yet again, it's going to backfire on all them that think that this is another way that they're going to oppress the so-called blacks and Hispanics. It's not going to work. Because what happens is, when we stop depending on this system, we're going to start depending on each other. The more this system fails, the more we're going to stop believing and trusting in each other's system, and we're going to create systems of our own. And the system that the Most High has already given us is the Holy Torah. The Holy Torah is the best set of laws you ever come across in your life. It's the only set of laws on the earth that the Most High Yah co-signed, and we have it here amongst the Hebrew Israelite camps, schools, Knesset families throughout the four corners of the earth. So we are happy, we are ecstatic when we see these dumb legislation go forth, right? Thinking that they're going to cause problems for us, but all they're going to do is push the people back to the Most High God. That's all they're going to do, right? Because this Safety Act is actually everything but safety. But the Bible already told us they're going to say peace and safety. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about it, family. We're going to talk about it. The scriptures is here, right? We're going to put we're gonna live up the chat. We're gonna live let's get the chat live. Let's get some fire in the chat. We're gonna talk about it. We like to start out with some scripture, so we're gonna go to Colossians 3 verse 17 as always. Giving thanks to the Most High in the name of the Mashiach Yahushua, for his name is worthy to be praised. Colossians 3 verse 17. Shalom to all the early crew that's in the house. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right, to all the early crew in the house, we're gonna get it. We're gonna open up, we're gonna talk about it. All right, so Colossians 3 verse 17, always giving praise and honor to the power in the name of the Mashiach Yahushua.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17.
Khan?
And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right, so we give thanks to the Most High in the name of Mashiach Yahushua always. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's go to Thessalonians, man. Because we're gonna be coming in and out of this set of verses. First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter.
Verse 1.
We're gonna start with verse 1. First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verse 1. to prepare your minds for these times. Read that, brother.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come.
But of the times and the seasons,
Mm-hmm.
brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Right, of the times and of the seasons, you don't need to know that. What they're asking Paul right there, okay, when is this all going to happen? And he says, I ain't got to tell you when it's going to happen. You're going to see, right? It's going to be plain, right? The things that are the prophecies as they're going to unfold and come to pass, it will tell you of the time that you're living in, right? The things that you're going to witness. So he said, I don't need to write you this. Read on.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the outer one so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right. So the day of the Most High come like a thief in the night. Meaning that what? You're not going to have a breakdown and an understanding of when he's coming. Right. Yahweh Shai himself told us that. Let's get that also. They said it's only the Most High knows.
And I got January.
Yeah. Only the Most High knows of the day and the hour. Anybody giving you a breakdown of the day and the hour, listen, they are not knowing the scriptures. One thing the Most High said he wasn't going to give us is that time, right? Let's read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36.
Come.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
Knoweth who?
Knoweth no man.
What about my elder?
Knoweth no man.
The brother that got all the breakdowns.
Knoweth no man.
He said, knoweth no man. Read on.
No, not the angels of heaven.
Not even the angels can tell it. Somebody can't even say the angel revealed it to me because the angels don't know. Read on.
But my Father only.
But my Father only. So guess what? Yahweh Shai don't even know. He said, my Father only. The Most High is the only one that knows the day and the hour of the judgment of this land. But he did tell us to watch as well as pray. He said to covet to prophecy. So there's certain things that Yah did tell us to do so we could be aware of the times in which we're living. All right. What you got here?
Just to land me back on when you said that, he didn't give us the exact hour, minute, and day.
That's right.
Because he know, like a lot of us, I'll be honest with myself. If I knew, I'll wait the last month, the new moon prior, to repent and get right, and then get on those chariots.
God.
But he did give us the seat, give us a signs that we could use to indicate when we're approaching to that time. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Right.
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before,
come on,
then shalt thou understand.
Then you shall what?
Then shalt thou understand.
That's the difference between us and them. They don't understand why these legislations are being passed. A lot of our people fighting their own salvation. They're fighting against their own salvation because they think that Esau's lost his mind. He didn't lose his mind. He's losing his kingdom. That's what he's losing, right? He's losing his way. He's losing his organization because the Most High is taking him out of power. So he's going to pass all kind of dumb laws in these last days. But we have to stop depending on his system to protect us and start to work within our own body, right? Within our own nation,
right?
Because that's what this is going to force us to do. Read on.
That it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Wow. Or shall begin to visit the world that he made, right? He shall begin to visit. So it's not that just one day everything's going to be fine and then boom, it's all chaos. He's going to start visiting the world little by little. Right? The scripture is going to tell us like a woman that travailed, pain here, pain there, more pains, more pains. That's how the Most High is going to visit this world. Give me that next verse also.
Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people.
Of who?
Of the people.
What are you going to see over this Safety Act? Uproars of the people. Uproars of the people. I mean, could it be any more direct? Right. Read on.
Of the peoples in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. So these things were already written, already set in their courses, have to come to pass. It's nothing that they think they're doing. They're just following the script. They just don't realize that this is what they're supposed to be doing. Right? Passing legislation to cause 400 inmates to be put out on the street in a gang-ridden area, which they know what's going to happen when they hit back the streets. A lot of them is locked up because they got knocked, they got caught. What do you think what's going to happen when they hit back on the streets?
Right.
They're going to pick it up where they left off, right?
They're going to do it more educated this time.
Listen, man. You know what, family? I got a special treat for y'all, man. I was going to hold back on him, but I got to let him in the room. Right? You might know him as, right, the master teacher. That's what we call him around here, right? We got the master teacher in the house. We're gonna bring him online so we can further discuss this situation as we're gonna go to the article. All right. Manatazak, Bun Lawyer, Bun Yasharala, could you come on in?
Shalom, shalom, Israel. All praise to the power of Abraham, Jacob, for sure his mercy endure forever.
I know y'all know him from the Friday Night Live, right? They be breaking down the history, but I thought this is a good time to have this brother on here because he has information, and so we could be educated, not miseducated.
Right.
Just bring it out, right? And we could probably be educated. Shout out to Sister Isha too, man. Shout out to Sister Isha in the check-in, man, holding us down and supporting the movement. So we're here to discuss this Safety Act. But we always got to start with scripture. We always got to start where the Most High already told you so, right? Just when you think something is new in the land, there's nothing new. Everybody's just going according to what spirit the Most High put out in the earth anyway, right? So we're prepared for whatever act or whatever laws they try to bring against our people because they're not going to win this fight. This is a fixed fight, right? Esau goes down in the 8th round, no matter how you look at this, right? He got 8 rounds. That's it. He got no more, right? So as much as he might be looking tough and strong in the 3rd round, he goes down in the 8th. What you holding?
Book of Isaiah 10 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees,
Mm-hmm.
and that write grievousness which they have prescribed,
Mm-hmm.
to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Mm-hmm. Take away the right from the poor of my people. Go ahead.
That widows may be their prey,
Mm-hmm.
and that they may rob the fatherless.
Right. So what is that? When you can't afford, when you got a public offender, because you can't afford a lawyer,
Right.
you know what that means? You're going to jail.
R. Kelly's time.
Right? You're gonna get some time, right? You're gonna get some so he said R. Kelly time.
R. Kelly's time.
That's a shame. But he could afford a lawyer and he still couldn't dodge that time. They had it out for him, right? They had it out for him because he was the best songwriters and probably wrote more hits than Willie Nelson. And they don't like that, right? Who's this guy think he is? Right, for Celine Dion, right? She the best thing that Esau had going on for a long time. Right? So, we gotta get rid of this Negro.
Right.
We gotta get rid of this Negro. So that's teacher. What's going on, shit?
No, all praise to the Most High Yahweh. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Shemasek Yahushai. It's ridiculous that we're living in these last days. We're seeing these things come out, unfold, Slakia. But one thing I would say is that it's all praise to the Most High. As I always say in my Friday history classes, is that for us to want the kingdom, for us to want to be delivered from this captivity, we have to prepare ourselves to get very uncomfortable. And this bill that's being passed, this is something that's going to make us very uncomfortable in this captivity. So I don't know if you want me to say anything else on it.
Right, being uncomfortable.
Right.
Being uncomfortable is a transition. Anytime you're going through change, it's going to be a part of the change where you're going to be uncomfortable. But it's not the destination. It's just part of the journey. Right? As you go from being Negroes to Hebrews, right, there's going to be some uncomfortable positions in life. You're going to doubt. Right? Doubt is going to come in because that transition, taking off that old man and putting on that new man or woman, there's going to be some doubt. There's going to be some time we're not sure what's going on. But that's when you have to be most resilient and stick through it because that's where the victory is.
Right. The book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith,
Right.
that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
Right. So unless the Most High is alive, you got to go through something.
Right.
Right. You got to go through something. So this safety act is just another feather in the cap. Another thing that Esau is going to do to try to prolong his kingdom by putting us into a more chaotic situation. Remember, order through chaos is a part of how he governs. He creates the chaos and then wants to be the one to set the order.
Right.
Right? He gives you the disease and then he wants to be the one to bring the cure. Right? He's a problem and the solution. He tries to play God. Right? That's what he understands how the Most High operates. Right? You'd be surprised what he already knows, but he's out of control right now. He's a runaway train. Because one side, you got no unity amongst the people. And that's all part of prophecy. Right? Let's look at this article a little bit before we go further. Let's look at this article. I want to bring out some information. While you're bringing that up, let's go back to Thessalonians 5. Right? And we made it down to Captain Wisdom. We made it down to the third verse. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So like I was saying, this is a fixed fight. It goes down in the 8th round. Maybe the 5th or 4th, he was looking tough, right? But we know that this is the Most High already prophesied. So this peace and safety, right? He says when he shall say peace and safety, not when there is peace and safety. And that's what you have to understand. This civil unrest that's going to rise up is going to cause you to say, be at peace, right? You need safety, right? It's going to be calling for peace and safety, and it's only going to get worse. What's going to happen? Sudden destruction, right? That woman that should develop a child, one pain here, one pain here, they call it contractions. And as they get closer to that child coming, the contractions get closer and closer and harder and stronger, and that's what's happening to Esau's system. You have one problem, two problems, next you know all the problems will be there. If it ain't the weather, the global warming that he's talking about, if it ain't war going on out in Ukraine, Russia, disease, pestilence, we just came out of COVID, whatever's coming up next, monkeypox popping up, I'm sure there's going to be something after that. Right? His armed forces is lacking, like he don't got enough troops, right? China's threatening, knocking on the door. And then back domestically, he's dealing with Oregon. The whole Oregon is on fire, right? The largest fire they ever seen, right? Then we got the Midwest is flooding. Certain crops just not even have any water. GMO can't even keep up with the destruction forces of nature. Most High rules nature. And these Negroes that's supposed to be their slaves is turning back to their God and being blessed instead of cursed. What? I mean, if I was Esau right now, I would be, I'd have had it. I'd have been like, man, look, this thing is coming at me at all angles. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Right? Esau, the scripture say he's going to be like a chased road. Right? You ever watch the chase road on Discovery Channel? When that cheetah or that is on that road's tail, everywhere that road try to dive, that cheetah right on, can't escape. Right? That's what he saw in these last days. Right? That's his destination. That's his destiny in these last days. So listen, get the popcorn out. Because we might see this about to be a show. Let's get you ready now? Let's talk about the safety.
The safety of accountability, fairness, and equity today act or the Safety Act, was passed by the Illinois Senate House of Representatives on January 13, 2021. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the bill into law on February 22nd of that year, whereupon it became known as Public 101-0652. Let's examine some of the recent complaints made of the Safety Act and what the bill actually says. Claim the Safety Act ends cash bail. The act does not abolish money bail system beginning on January 1st, 2023. According to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, the cash bail systems disproportionately impacts Black and brown communities and other underrepresented and impoverished groups. I think this is an act that takes away one of the bail. So we're going to talk about that will happen one. That's what this kind of going right. You're basically on the city. Claim any cash bail will release dangerous criminals into the community. Convicted criminals permanently in jail will not be released. Someone who is arrested after January 1st may be released prior to their trial based on an assumption of innocence guaranteed in the United States Constitution. However, a judge will have the power to determine whether a person should be released based on public safety evaluations rather than the size of the defendant's warrant.
Right. So they're trying to pull it fast because that definition doesn't need an act. That's already how it is, right? By definition,
I think they did that with one thug in what's his name? Ghana.
Right.
Somebody could be a threat to the public or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But they could prevent them from being free. So they already have that.
they already have that. That's not what this act is about. They're just repeating the law that already existed. So in this article here, they're trying to debunk some of the things that's being said about the act, right? Claiming that, oh, it's not that bad.
They think Black people are stupid. That's why.
Right. They're trying to pull the woolies right now.
Right.
Right. This article right here. Right. But I sent you an article previously that really went into takes right, showing that they're actually on the right. They actually are releasing 400 inmates that's already.
Oh, I see that. I got it right here ready.
Yeah, they are doing.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
It's the Rockford Register Star. It says state attorney more than half of the Winnebago County Jail to walk out door January 1st. It says on January 1st, 2023, it is estimated that more than half of the inmates in the Winnebago County Jail will walk out the door. Approximately 400 criminal defendants will be released back into our community because of the Illinois legislators passed the Safety Act back in 2020. That's what it says on it.
Right. So half the jail about to be what? On the streets, according to what we just read. So what does this article say? This article is a cover-up article. Right? This is a cover-up article. But I want to go back to that cover-up article. I like to see when Esau gets nervous and he starts double talking over his own self. Right? Right. We're going to see right through that. We're not going to fall for that. Right? So let's go back to that article. So the very thing he's saying here, a judge can determine whether somebody come out or not. That is already in legislation. Right? Bail is set. You go to bail bond 10%. When they try to say, okay, you're not going to need no bail, that means what? Then you release. Why? When you need bail? When when you would have otherwise been reprimanded, you would otherwise been held into prison. Right? That's the only time you need bail. Because sometimes you can go before the judge and they don't set no bail. They say, all right, listen, release him on his own behalf. We'll see you on the court date. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you do a misdemeanor. They say, well, here's your charge, here's your court date, come back and see us on the court date. If you miss your court date, then you get what is called a bench warrant, right? Then they come looking for you, and that's it. When you have to get bail, there is a chance that you might skip. That's the purpose of the bail, right? There is something that you're trying to. The judge feels you might try to do something, so they set the bail so that money keeps you in place. Now they're gonna take away the bail. So what kind of crime is this gonna be? These are gonna be criminal acts that they otherwise would have been retained. They're gonna let them go. And it's not a coincidence. This happened in what state? In Illinois, right? That's not a coincidence. Why? Because the crime rate, the death rate, gang rate, is at all-time high. Disproportionately, our people, blacks and Hispanics.
I mean, they're set to take away one of the most famous neighborhoods in Chicago, called O Block. With Lil Durk and Q1, all these guys, be shooting each other. They take their up to take that whole neighborhood out next year.
What they're trying to do is make us kill ourselves. That's what they're trying to do. They set the stage for us to kill ourselves, just like they did in the 80s with crack, right? And what they've been doing in our communities with guns and rewarding for poverty, creating poverty. The systems that's set in place to oppress us tries to make us self-destruct. And this is yet another system that's set to try to make us self-destruct. And they have to keep doing you a favor. They're not doing you a favor. Esau don't do favors. Everything has something behind it. And this Safety Act, I keep stressing the name of this act because I'm telling you, that's when they shall say peace and what? Safety. Right. All right. When they shall say peace and safety, then what? Sudden destruction. So the Most High gave us understanding of how to look at things that's coming up in the world in time that we live in. All right. Let's get further. Keep your article 2 up.
Come on. I just sent it to Captain Amon also.
If the elimination of cash bail does not prove to benefit the state, Illinois is in the future create legislation to amend the pre-trial release system. Loyola University, with the help of the National Institute of Justice, is studying the Safety Act implementation and will analyze the effectiveness of the new pre-trial release system over the first year. Claim anyone charged with a non-detainable offense will be released immediately after an arrest. See graphic below, which is making the rounds on social media.
And so anybody had a non-detainable offense, right? So if the defense is non-detainable, you would have gone on the street anyway. This is a smoke signal. This article here is a smoke signal. Right? Let's see the defense. Put it in for the line video. Let's see this. Check out around this stuff. Aggravated battery. Okay, what it is? Let me see. Let me get a title of this. Illinois non-detainable offenses. I want everybody to listen to this. Aggravated battery is a non-detainable. Aggravated DUI. Aggravated fleeing. Right? That means you're running from the police. Right? Arson. That means you burnt something up. Burglary. Broken social stuff. Drug-induced homicide. Drug-induced homicide. That means you drugged somebody, you killed somebody, give them some sort of drugs. Could have been rat poison, right? Intimidation. You threatening somebody. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna do this. You wrote it on the wall, right? You
slid the note in class.
You went up to that dude like robbery, second-degree murder, threatening a public official. Are they nuts?
If they were going to do this anyway, they need to free all the jakes in the hood that got locked up for years.
Are you nuts? Right? These are non-detainable offenses. This would get somebody. Anybody do this? Would you want somebody to be detained that aggravatedly battered you?
Second degree murder, your grandson.
Is second degree murdered somebody in your family? That
Become fools.
they became what?
Fools.
They became fools. The princes of Zoan have become fools. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're doing it. Right? They're bringing up legislation that makes no sense. Right? Or does it? Right? It says check your mic, chief. It's cat. Hold on. We got some audio issues. Let's get this audio issues. So I applaud the family for notifying us of the audio issue. We are working on correcting it right now. I can hear now. Whatever happened, I think. All right. I think they can hear now. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me now, family. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me now. For coming in clear.
The white man don't want this information.
One in the chat if you can hear me now. I think I was on this. Okay, I got a one now. One in the chat if you can hear me now. Test the 1, 2. We had a little audio problem. We got it worked out. All right, I'm getting some ones out. We good now. We good. The Water family while learning us on the audio problem. Let me stay in the yard, stream yard, so I don't pick myself off. All right, so rallying back from the top, we're talking about how this legislation makes no sense. Just read that verse again, bro.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 11. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh has become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? Where are they? Where are thy wise men?
Right.
And let them tell thee now, and let them know that Yahweh of hosts has purpose on Egypt.
Right. So your where's your wise men, America? Where's your wise men? Russia, Ukraine, all these places. Your wise men have ceased. They're making dumb legislation. Right? Laws are being passed that don't have no sense. But what's really happening is the Most High is controlling their minds. Remember what the scriptures told us. Give me that in Proverbs. The heart of the king, right? Let's get that in Proverbs. The heart of the king, because just when you think that they're in control, they're not in control. The Most High is sending them strong delusions that got them doing things that makes no sense, right? Right? It makes no sense at all. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1.
Come on.
The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh.
Right. What's his heart? His mind. So the rulers of this world, their minds are really in the hand of the Most High. That's why they're doing this. And you're going to see more legislation that on the surface doesn't make sense, but now will, because you're watching as well as praying. You understand that civil unrest, this kingdom folding up, mayhem and pandemonium has to come. We have to prepare for it by what? By getting right with our God. Because in the day of that purge, it don't matter what you got. You know, if you're not right with your power, right, that's going to be your last hour, right? So you really need to make sure that you're using what the Father said. He gave us the blueprint, what to do when we see that day approaching. And we're going to get some scriptures on that too, right? Read on.
Proverbs?
Yeah. Read it from the top again.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh.
Right.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Read on.
Every way of a man is right in his own eyes.
Come on.
But Yahweh pondereth the heart.
Right. So the Yahweh, he's working within the heart. Esau might say, yeah, this is a good law. This is right. Yeah. People might say, yeah, we tired of paying bail, right? We don't want to pay no bail. But you're not thinking of it from another perspective.
I got you,
right? There's something else going on here, right? You might be worried about because little man keep getting locked up. You got to keep paying his bail, and it's been a pain in your pocket. Now, man ain't gonna get locked up. So then, what's gonna happen to him? Right? He's not gonna get reform. So what's gonna happen to him? His anger, that when his anger is kindled, maybe that man may have a problem with his anger issues. He won't get the help that he needs.
Right.
So then what's going to happen? He's going to be driven to what? Act out everything that's in his heart to do. And is going to destroy himself. And then now there's going to be a mother missing a son, maybe a child missing a father, a brother is missing, a husband is missing. Why? Because these things will be the old Wild West. And then they want to take away our abilities to what? To defend ourselves on top of that. They're creating an old Wild West scenario.
I find it wrong.
Right? For our people to live in. That's what they created. What you holding?
And I got a talking point as well.
Yes.
In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 23, Yahweh, we know that people do not control their own destiny. It is not in their power to determine what will happen to them. So everything we're seeing is like basically the script being played out of the Bible of the Most High God.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we're seeing. During the time of Moses, the Most High would rip the script, we would go into slavery. And in our slavery, we'll come back to him. The only thing we're doing is playing out the script. The white man getting into power, they're getting slapped and losing his power.
Mm-hmm.
It's all written down in the script of the Most High. The only thing we're doing is watching it play out like a Netflix series. Really.
Yeah.
The white man just so prideful, he just won't give in to the Most High's plan and just follow and just take his L and let us take the kingdom. That's the thing. He's just too prideful. He know he dies in the end at season 5.
He know he dies in season 5. That's the point I'm trying to say. He know he's not. He has no part in season 6.
Right? He's trying to look for Elam's version of the movie.
He saw the script, and he's like, "Nah, I'm somehow I'm going to make it. Somehow I'm going to make. You're not going to make it. You're not written in. You're not supposed to be there." All right, and that's a great analogy, good point of how to look at this, and how his pride has deceived him, thinking that he's going to make it through all these things, trying to find tricky ways. All right, well, if I can't have the kingdom, then I'm gonna have them destroy themselves.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna have them destroy and implode and scratch and bite till they destroy themselves and pull their own selves apart. And that's not gonna work because the Most High is waking up Jacob. You see, that's the part of the equation that he's not thinking about, right? If we don't need jail cells, right? The righteous don't need police. Think about that. The righteous doesn't need the police.
Right.
Right? Last time you called 911. How about you,
In high
guys?
school, I think.
That's an
Last time you called
amazing.
911.
That's an amazing question.
How about you, bro? Last time you called 911.
And that's for neighbors.
I don't remember. I'm hard pressed to say, have I called 911?
I got somebody called Biopsy Zach. I don't think nobody want me to call him.
I called my house before I called 911. Right?
I'm gonna call Chief Nurse Sharman before I call 911.
Now I got to call Captain Sheffield before I call 911.
You gonna give him the Szechuan chokehold.
What we calling 911 for? 911 is for when we're out of order. Then we have to call a white man to come put us in order. That's a damn shame.
Right.
If I got to call 911 on my brother and my sister, I'm ashamed to make that phone call. That's a shameful phone call. Right? Because I should never have to call 911 on my brother and my sister. Right? No one should ever have to call 911 on you. Right? Especially if you're dealing with your brothers and sisters. Now, Esau might call 911 on us when we out there in camp, but he's calling 911. He needs to call 911 because he's nervous. He doesn't know why this is happening to him. His kingdom is crumbling. But this is not our kingdom, right? This judicial system was never for our people. It was always a problem to our people. So why do we think now they're going to do something for us? Right? When it comes to our people, the law was always, the policies were written to oppress us, always. So just when you think they're doing something for you, better look again. Read between the lines. Say, yo, wait a minute. This legislation, I don't have to pay bail money, for Keisha no more. Keisha, she lose her temper. She start, cutting up things, right? Keisha leave the house, come right back. Finish cutting up what she was cutting up earlier. Then what's going to happen? Ask the question, then what's going to happen? If you see in the sign here that this class is called Purge, right? When the lights go out.
Right.
Because they are comparing this safety act to the movie called The Purge. Where in the movie, for those that didn't see it, this was a time where there was lawlessness allowed for an hour, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
For a few hours?
Well, in the movie, right?
Yeah.
24 hours.
24 hours of lawlessness.
No, 12 hours like it.
12 hours. Just a night.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Of lawlessness. Meaning that nobody, no 911. 911 didn't work. And you could get away with whatever you want to get away with during that 12 hours period. And they're comparing this safety act to that movie, showing you they know what's going to happen. Right? They know, they already have it planned what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Right? They say, if we do this, there was something where I was growing up, and my ama would put a little teacup on the stove in the evening time, and he'd say, "Go drink your purge," right? And if you were to drink what's in the teacup, now those that know what I'm talking about, there was something called Sonopod, right? The senna root. And you drink that, and you'll be in the bathroom for the next, who knows how long, right? And everything, your whole life come out of you, right? So the whole purpose of the purge is not to get rid of what you want, is to get rid of what you don't want. So them releasing this in Illinois is knowing that it is a place where our people are having a real challenging time, living and thriving. They're trying to have us eradicate ourselves instead of them going through the trouble of killing us. Have them monkeys kill themselves.
Right.
Because we're a problem. Our population is too high. Right? He talks about population control. But if you don't get rid of people, how do you disproportionately get rid of people you don't want? You have them get rid of themselves. That's how you get rid of them. Right. So we got to see the underlying ideas. But what's going to happen? Because these people that they claim to call blacks and Hispanics are waking up to their Hebrew Israelites, they're gonna
Right.
be, we're gonna end up thriving.
Well, not only that, Chief,
Mhm.
not only us killing ourselves,
Mhm.
but we're gonna have the heathens that's war ready, that miss America.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna come and attack our people. Because a lot of our people, they have rusty 9mm, that's about the size of this iPhone,
Mhm.
and they think they're gonna compete when Esau come down with his brand new drone dog with an AR on his back.
Yep.
Or his tank. Or his, I wouldn't be
Is it-
surprised if
is it-
Esau got an invisibility cloak, like the movie Prey. They think they're gonna fight Esau with a 9mm. We just don't understand. He was given a sword.
Esau drone got a Draco. What are we gonna do with that now? How are we gonna compete with that one? Right?
His Draco's gonna be holding a Draco.
Yeah. Right. So, the reality of it is this: pleasing the Most High is our only option. It's our only option. Right. And if we don't pick up this option, we're gonna be in trouble because we see moves are being made. Right? Moves are being made. We're not talking about the far future. We're talking about in the land, the time we're living in right now.
Mhm.
Won't you look at 2nd Ezra 15 if you can?
Con, I got you. I already got that scripture right here.
Con.
I'm talking verse 14.
Con.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein,
Mm-hmm.
for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh.
Right.
And one people should stand up and fight against another,
Come on.
and swords in their hands.
Come on.
For there should be a sedition among men,
Mm-hmm.
and invading one another, and shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Go ahead.
A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able.
And shall not what?
And shall not be able.
Right. So it's going to create garrisons. We're going to have, and some of us that come from third world countries,
Right.
We experienced that, where you be in a country, you could go to the police, you could go to the mayor. They're like, listen, man, just don't go just don't go down that block, man.
Things like that right now in Port-au-Prince right now.
Right? They're Port-au-Prince. You go to Trinidad, St. James. You go to Guyana in certain areas. You go to Jamaica in certain areas. It's all over. Third world countries, we experience those things, right? So for us, it's not that wild to say, but in America, this is the land of the free. I can walk anywhere. You can't tell me I can't walk through this block.
Stimulus checks for everybody.
That day is going to change, where there's going to be certain states and certain, even the Elder Moshe was telling me up in Loxahatchee, somewhere up in there. He said he drove down a block and the Confederate flag was flying. And it said, we practice the castle doctrine.
Castle doctrine?
Yeah. Castle doctrine means if you're on my land, I can shoot you. That's the castle doctrine for who don't know, right? Look it up. It's not our, it's not Israelite fable.
So Elder
right?
Marshall shot him.
Right?
This is
Elder Marshall made a U-turn.
shot him.
He made a U-turn and they didn't get their package that day, right? Because they have that, right? So the reality of it is this: these militia groups they create in those environments where you can't go down that block, you can't cross that street, and they'll defend it.
Right.
They'll defend it, right? They'll come dropping out the trees and all kinds of stuff. They will defend that castle doctrine. They showed what they made of at the White House. We will take this all the way to the top government in this country to defend their right to their like you were saying earlier, they read the script for season 5 and they noticed that they weren't in there, right? And
somehow
now
the character disappeared.
So now, how do you say, Satan only have a short time, right? Come down on us with great wrath. That's what's going to happen. When he realizes his time is at end, he's going to come down on us with great wrath, trying to extend his kingdom. It's not going to work.
Right.
Read on. Because their pride.
For because of their pride, the
Mhm.
cities shall be troubled,
Mhm.
the houses shall be destroyed,
Mhm.
and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor,
Mhm.
but shall destroy their houses with the sword,
Go ahead.
and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
Go ahead.
Behold, saith Yahweh, I will to call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to
Mhm.
turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Right. So he says he's going to cause them, the nations, to
Right.
fight against each other and destroy each other for what they did to the children of Israel.
Right.
Right. So we're not, what are we going to be doing when all this is going down?
Well, I'll give you my favorite
Right.
scripture on that.
What are we going to be doing when these nations are imploding and destroying one another? Are we going to be in there like Rambo with two guns blazing, right? Like we going to be popping off with two shotties, right? Are we going to be jumping out of helicopters? Gotta go, right? Are we going to? Right. Master teacher stepping out, family. All right. People's like, all right. All right. All praises. All right.
He's trying to go take the capital.
All right.
All right, I got you.
Right. What are we going to be doing?
Oh, come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you want me to start from 13 or 14?
13 is good.
Okay. The book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Mm.
Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart.
We shall do what?
Sing for joy of heart.
There's no power like Yahweh. We're going to be at the service singing.
Right.
While all hell is breaking loose outside. That's what the Most High said. Read on.
But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart.
While Esau is crying and gnashing teeth, looking for a little Timmy, looking for his daughter, looking for his son, his dog, he can't find it because the neighbor killed him. We are going to be singing praises to the Most High, getting ready for the tabernacle and for the memorial blowing of the trumpets. Right? We ain't got nothing to do with us. You want to get out there and fight his battle, man? Listen. I'm staying where it's good. I'm staying in the hood where it's really good, right? I'm staying in the bosom, right? That's where we belong, between the shoulder blades of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? In safety. We shall dwell in safety. Not safety, but safety, right? Read on.
But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye should, so like that's it.
Right. So also on that note, give me Psalms 91. When it says only with your eyes, only with your eyes.
Right. The book of Isaiah, the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 8.
Come.
I'm talking from verse 7.
Come.
1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Right. Only with your eyes shall you see the reward of the wicked.
Right.
Right. Meaning that what? You're going to sit back and you're going to pop that popcorn and you're going to watch this kingdom fall. You're going to watch it. Why are you privileged to do that? Because you kept Yah's commandments.
Right.
That's not the privilege. It's not extended to everyone. It's extended to those that are diligent to do right. Right? That are diligent to do right. Because you will be challenged on this walk to do wrong. But this prize is for those that kept themselves. Right? Also, I have another one in my mind. Job. Was Job the fifth chapter? Yeah.
Oh.
The 6 troubles.
Oh. The book of Job, chapter 5, verse 19.
Come on.
He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles.
Yep.
Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Come on.
In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Come on.
Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue.
Right.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Mm-hmm.
At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh.
We should do what?
Thou shalt laugh.
So what do you think we said when we read the Safety Act? Right? We laughed at it. Yet another try. He's trying another one. I don't know what he saw. I don't know what he's thinking. Right? Because it ain't going to work. Right? We laughed at it. Read on.
At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth.
Right. Because we shall be what?
For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
Right. So we're going to be chilling with the stones. Stones don't get hurt. I never heard a stone hurt, right? We're going to be like stones of the field. We're not going to get hurt. We're going to be all right. So that's the promise of the Most High Yah. So we see what they're doing. We see the act that they're passing.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be in an uproar. People are going to have all kind of opinions. They're going to have councils about this. They're going to sit around the round table, right? They're going to sit there and discuss how this is going to affect our people and whatever the case. The only thing that's going to affect our people positively is Torah. Torah is it. Without that, we just Negroes on another playing field.
Right.
We got some information we'll check. I have sincere question. New York City have a similar law just like Chicago. So how come New York City didn't get the same media attention like Chicago after the law came into effect? Because Esau is the devil. Yeah, the answer is because the white man is the devil, right? And he only things get airplay and media play when they strategically want it to.
Right.
Because something else is coming down the pipeline that they know now is the time to let this out the bag, right? Certain places they'll pass this and they'll keep it hush hush, right? High profile places like New York or California, places where there's a lot of his money. But Illinois is where we're out there just destroying ourselves. That's where he's going to really bring it to the forefront of what's going on.
A perfect example of this happening is, I remember when Donald Trump was threatening to shoot the Northern Kingdom that was coming from Venezuela to the border. I believe they were a week away or a month away from reaching the border, and after that, the news just went away about it.
Yep.
Iran and Russia battle was going on, and it was at a peak, as if there was a decision about to be made. Now,
nothing.
Gone. Taiwan and China, I believe Taiwan and China's about to get into it.
Yeah.
Gone.
So they sweep things under the rug, right? There's another here. Isha is saying none. New York is only currently the. Oh, okay. New York is only curtailing the use of cash bail for potential detentions. The state of Illinois will go one step further in January, as they will eliminate cash bail entirely. Exactly. So they're stepping up their game. They're stepping up to another level. So it needs to be talked about, right? And then kind of pass it off like there's no big deal.
Right.
It's a big deal, right? This is a big deal. This is going to cause. You got to think about the causation. Causation means, what's the reasoning, right, behind passing this law? We look at what this law might do, but what's the causation? Why? What's happening in Illinois? What's the big picture? What is it that they're addressing by passing this legislation? And what they're addressing is it's the murder capital. It's one of the highest gang capitals going on in. You call the place Chirac for a reason, right? They said there was wars that rival Chicago's death toll within a given weekend. There were more. The death toll was higher in Chicago than recorded in wars in a weekend.
Chirac, right.
Right. And they're not dumb enough to say, okay, they're just going to kill themselves. They're not going to come get. They realize something, that these people are armed and dangerous, and better that they kill each other before they rally and come kill us, right? So Esau is causation you got to think about sometimes when you see these things going down. You know, why here? Why now? What's going on, right? And all we can do is reach out to our people in those areas and encourage them to repent, come back to the Most High God before it's too late, because that's the only covering, right? You get arms up, but that ain't going to cover you, because these men, Esau got stuff that he'll press a button and take the oxygen out the air. How are you going to defend that? Literally take the oxygen, strip the oxygen out the air, right? But that's his blessing. Our blessing is the Most High. His blessing was the sword. What you got there?
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8 to 9 in the NLT. Physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come.
Right. So don't be slothful. I think every man should know how to defend himself. I'm not talking about watching Jackie Chan movies. I'm talking about literally know how to defend yourself, right? Actually get taught, right, in self-defense, right? I think every man should be able to know how to use a firearm, right? Whether you possess one or not. You should know the mechanics of it, how to aim, shoot, things of that sort. Basic survival tactics, not because that's going to save you, but it's going to allow you to be less stressed in low attacks, right? In basic situations. It's like being able to swim, right? We live around water. If you can't swim for 5 feet, you are putting yourself in jeopardy, right? You can't swim 5 feet, but you live around water. Basically, you setting yourself up for death, right? But if you can swim, then now that water is no longer a threat to you. That's the only difference. Now, you may never jump in the water, right? Because you're not interested. But what I know, if I do fall in the water, I can get over to that buoy. I can get over to that railing. So that is the mentality of what we should know how to do, right? I push the brethren to say you should be able to push yourself up and pull yourself up, right? Because you never know when you're going to have to pull yourself up, right? Right. I think Tabernacle, we're gonna have a race for the married men if they can carry their wife on their back. Carry your wife race.
Some of y'all brothers gonna be finished.
All right, I will leave that one alone. Right. So, but we should be having certain basic abilities that it's not about life or death, but it's about quality of life, quality of getting through a situation that you're able to have wisdom. It's like there's some people that live their whole life and they can't read, right? So I'm going to tell you, reading is unimportant. No, right? Their quality of life is hindered by the fact that they can't do this, right? So that's with all things. That we should have all abilities. You know, here at the Light of Zion, we teach ancient Hebrew and modern Hebrew, right? It's not a religious thing. You should be able to read both, right? You should be able to understand both dialects, because that's where your history lies, right? If you don't understand no Hebrew, you will never understand history lies. He said that's so pretty for the men who like them thicker than a sticker. Yo, if you like them thicker than a sticker, well then you gotta work on your squats and your pull-ups and your push-ups. You gotta strengthen up. If that's the way you like it, right? But you know, you gotta every man gotta bear his own burden. All right. So the reality of it is this, we'll get back on the topic, right? Is that we are prepared. We're preparing our family, our brothers, our sisters, right? Minds. We want to prepare your mind to see the unraveling of this kingdom and not get all bent out of shape. Don't get nervous, right? See the death toll and don't think that it's coming your way. Understand why everything has a purpose. Yah's will is being done. This is part of his will. The civil unrest that's coming to America is a part of the program of the Most High. So be prepared to see it, be comfortable when it comes, so that what you know how to move and what to do. You don't start getting nervous and stacking cans of soup all over the place and thinking that the soup is going to save you, right? When the supermarket closed.
I just want to read the scripture.
It's not going down. Read what you got. Let's pull some scriptures. I want to get back to Thessalonians too.
The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1 and 2.
Yep.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. So in the verse 1, it says that if you go into the secret place of the Most High, you're going to be protected. You know, what's our secret place? It's the scriptures, it's the law of the Most High God. And, you know, carnally, you know, for brothers that, you know, that are on, that is in this walk, who does the Most High using to protect you? Your fellow brothers, your sisters. You have brothers, and you should have a husband, because he should be able to protect himself. If he, like Chief is saying, if he's sitting around eating Cheetos all day and don't know how to, you know, fight for at least 20 seconds, then that's a problem. That's a problem, because you're not preparing yourself for the things that's coming. Because we already have a heads up on season 3 and 4 and 5 in this movie.
That's right.
Jacob versus Esau.
That's it.
Show. So it'll be ignorant and it'll be kind of lazy if you know what's going to happen season 3, 4, and 5, and you're not preparing for season 1. That don't make no sense, because you won't let your own slothfulness or your unfaithfulness cause you to fall by the sword.
Yeah, and
because
I'm glad you connected slothfulness to unfaithfulness.
Right.
Because that's a lot of times that's why people get lazy, because they think nothing's going to happen. Nothing is. They don't got to prepare for nothing because they don't have faith in what they've been reading. Right. So, and faith comes through works. Right. Well, faith is shown through works, but faith is also, it's built by knowledge. The more you know the Most High, the more faith you're going to have, because you're going to see his works. You're going to be proved. It's going to be proved to you. Right. I don't have to prove to the captain the Most High exists. It's already been proved to you through your knowledge, through your experience. Right. You don't have to prove it to me. Right? We don't have to prove it to each other. We already know. But somebody out there, we got to go and prove it to them. Right? And once they know, then their faith is going to grow through their works. But the beginning of that is they have to fear the Most High. They have to know that he exists. And when you see this plan unfold, and you remember what the prophets was telling you, that it's going to be more laws like this that's going to be passed. All the states. That this Purge movie was just an inkling of, like, you know, it's going to be crazy outside, right? It's going to be crazy outside of Torah. You see, outside is relative to what you call inside. Right. You know what I mean? It's relative. It's a relative speaking. You know, we're in the body. We're in the house of Yahweh, no matter where we're standing. But if you outside of this, you out living like a stranger, living like a heathen. Well, destruction is coming to the stranger and the heathen. And if you don't separate, scriptures say, come out of her. They be not partakers of her sins, and you will not be partakers of her plagues. He's saying, come out of the ways of these heathens, because when judgment starts to reign upon the heathen and their ways, it's going to go on you too, if you dare doing what they do.
A perfect example is with Lot. When the Most High had the angel of the Lord go in and take Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep. It's not that the Most High couldn't protect them. It's when the Most High brings his judgment, it doesn't discriminate. It's like the rain. The rain doesn't pick and choose who it falls on. It just falls. And if you're there, you're there. And if you're not, you're not. So I just wanted to land me back on that.
That's a beautiful point, man. The Most High sent out that angel of vengeance, avenging all homosexuality. And you happen to be at the gay bar. At the gay bar. At the happy hour. Or at at the all girls strip joint, right? You going down, right? You going down with the situation,
Right.
because you're part of the situation. You're just like the heathen in that moment. When you step out of Torah, you're just like the heathen, and that's the part that our people, I think, they fail to understand. That even in the history, and you read the history in the scriptures, anytime we were acting like heathen, the Most High treated us like heathen. So you say, well, that's your power that let you die and destroy it. Yeah, because we're acting like heathens, so we treat us like heathens, right? We get destroyed, right? So we have to now realize your only protection is being a Hebrew Israelite that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Your only protection is to be in Torah. It's not worth it. Whatever you thinking, whatever how great it might seem, it's not worth it to be out of compliance with the Most High. More so when you see the day approaching. Right? Let's go back to Thessalonians.
You want to play some tracks?
Let's play some tracks. Captain's right. We got to turn up. All right, we got to celebrate this step closer to the kingdom. Right? Esau has lost his mind. He's passing legislation to have his own purge here in America,
Right.
and we are not worried about it. Matter of fact, we're gonna celebrate it because we know this is the beginning of the destruction of our enemy. DJ Peru.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Listen up, my friends. Anybody who's paying attention know getting well that the world's about to win. These devils raising the prices to the point where the people can barely afford this shit. Then on top of that, our wicked ass government planning shortages. Come on, you can't ignore this. The world is a stage. Don't believe all that BS you see on the news. They be spewing out every day. Yeah, they using the TV to tap in the minds of the people to make them behave in certain ways, manipulating human brain waves. I studied the science. These people insane. They see you as animals who can be tamed. I am no prophet, but man, I predicted what we are now witnessing. Tell me who listened back when I was preaching this way before COVID hit. While I was watching, y'all was on some other shit. Personally, I don't believe there's a disease. If anything, the shot that they giving you, killing you, lowering your life expectancy. Do you remember back in 1932 when they was shooting syphilis up in the arms of our people? Even with all of the evidence of everything they did, we still say yes to the needle. I hate to admit it, my people stuck at being vigilant. Tried to warn them, they ain't listening. I compare this to a toxic relationship where they don't want to be because they in love with the enemy. Or shall I say death? Here we are in 2021, people still eating shit that ain't good for their health. Y'all are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Keep living lawless, keep getting slaughtered. I made a promise not to keep calling it.
Let go. Things going down like ting, get no help, no fame. Y'all gon' beat that like fame, like abort the whore. Margaret saying, look, it's going down like a needle in the skin, about to draw the blood out there. It's like go. It's going down like domino. Nah, he ain't playing no bingo. Pull up, bro, don't take anything from him. It's so many spiritual people. He ain't getting that back, no me, no. Big girls talking bimbo. I am my brother's keeper. I'm not talking no. I'm talking about how Abraham saved life. Kick dope, let's go. Pulling the sword, drawing the blood. Revelation gon' reveal all. Spare the remnant, heal all those that don't consider his word. His word was given and his word don't come back void. It's going down, it's going down.
By the river of Babylon, here we sit and we rep when we remember Zion. We hang down hot upon the willows in the midst they hold. For they that carried us away captives required us a song. And they that wasted us required us more. Sing us one of those songs of Zion. This ain't about Corona, The tribe just waking, we own it. Coming back to the father, prodigal son. His arms is open, you bonus. Babylon fall when you honor your mother. Babylon fall when you love your brother. Babylon fall when you keep commandments. We took an oath to take care of each other. Babylon fall when you put down idols and you find out who really your rival. Babylon fall when you pick up a Bible. We made an oath about our survival. They call us niggas the thugs, but we don't put down the drug. Showing our people some love. You can get stepped like a rug. All but God is coming straight from the mud. Just wait on the day of the Lord. Messiah come out with a sword. Dragging the meters and run like a tool. Slicing them, open them up like a whore. Keep the commandments, just wait on the day of the Lord. Messiah come out with a sword. Dragging the meters and run like a tool. Slicing them, open them up like a whore. Keep the commandments, get on the ark and close the door. I be the far ain't playing no more. If I the rain, say it so. Sleep to the wilderness, ready to go. Get on the ark and close the door. I be the far ain't playing no more. If I the rain, say it so. We saying prophecy, we saying whoa. Close the Get on the ark and close the door. I be the farm, ain't playing no more. If I the rain, say it so. Sleep to the wilderness, ready to go. Get on the ark and close the door. I be the farm, ain't playing no more. If I the rain, say it so. We saying prophecy, we saying whoa. Close the door, 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 close the door. Close the door, close the door. I'm in the ark and I'm seeing these demons running at me. I'm about to close the door. He opened his seals, he got me like, whoa. Feet to the wilderness, ready to go. Who should we fear? We got him on the boat. They telling us take it, I'm telling them no. They keeping the beast, I'm keeping my soul. Holding my lamp while we hitting the road. Days are over, gotta endure till these days is over. Bring back the dove, bring back the king that was sent from above. Sending no plagues, he doing it for us. Always made her had enough. Tired of people playing with his love. Try these $6 on his song. Open the shit, we got to be good. Family look at the time. Just not the time to rewind.
Swag, 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 drill 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 swag. They hate on the fact that I do my due diligence, always be judging me. I don't care nothing about it, could let you be honest. Them be the same ones who look up to me. Let me humble myself on nobody's idol. I'm a workaholic, I hate being idle. I was sent here by guys who inspiring. For almost a decade, I've been on fire. Man, I be holding it down. I stay in my lane, I help people change. I serve, I don't wear a crown. I brighten up days wherever I go. It be gloomy when I'm not around. Whenever I stand in the midst of my elders, I listen, I don't make a sound. I'm a sponge, I be soaking the wisdom, I'm full of it now. I'm a G, so I stick to the G code. I do what I do for my people. The elite mode, I am lethal. It's the Matrix, I am Neo. I go beast mode, I'm a cheat code. I'm a bully on the beat, I'm Debo. And you ain't really gotta ask who the best when it comes to dropping hit after hit, cause we know. I make sure I meditate every day. That's the only way I get rid of heavyweight. When I do that, I upgrade my DNA. Who cares what haters say? I wanna levitate so I can get to a higher state of consciousness. They guided me, I am at one way. They owe in this body, I'm not it. Be doing these words, just know that my eye be running it. Swag, 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 drill 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 swag.
Been over here for a little while. This ain't a place for a child. You can try to keep them out of the mess. They can run and go see it go down. They can y'all that we waking up now. You a king, don't you fall to the ground. Don't you be with nobody that's loud. When you move, you should not make a sound. Most of these youngers be banging. They in the street, but they don't know their language. All of these curses, the danger. They feel that pain and they feel that with anger. Have you ever seen a nigga blown away? I'ma make it back home today. We killing each other, our own race. We need to go back to our home place. Zion, let my people go. 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 It's a warning, come back to the Father. We don't turn the whole back on our Father. We ain't keeping His laws, that's why we fall. We not attached to the Father. It's a prophetic time that we living in. Save a soul, cause these spots get limited. Cause the things of the world, I ain't feeling it. Be a man, ain't no time for no feminine. I'm baptized with a war.
In the belly of a dragon, drowning in this acid, turn me to a savage. They put crack inside my neighborhood, gas inside my neighborhood, food stamps in Section 8. I guess they're supposed to make it good. Syringe filled with pollution, fatal death execution, stranded longing for help. Lamentations hunting my stealth. They got abortion clinics set up where I'm living. Liquor stores for us, but where they at? They call it wines and spirits. Even the appearance of the districts got a difference. Feed me murder off a silver spoon through the television. How we slaves are occupied fools. It's a famine, so they sell us genetically modified foods. Exploited me for my talents, a victim to the pillage. Smallpox in the blankets to kill me, my wife, and children.
They made us demons out of me. They put the cross to my face.
Gave me false religion.
They put the circus out of me.
Watch the sky,
cause I got some blood on my face.
Call me Moses.
All my life, therefore we glorifying with our body and spirit. When you stuck in them valleys, then you should be always looking at the man in the mirror. Sometimes I look disgusting, reflection is clouded, my visage is spotted with blemishes. I put on makeup, but it's really a mask to hide from my own insecurities. I swear I be filled with obscurity every time I'm feeling closer to God. The devil get near to me, keep it a band, he don't look like a monster at all. He look like a bra with a big booty and hip that could shut down the mall. And I want them digits, and I want to call and set up a meeting and all. To be down the walls, and not get the thinking you tripping, you can't get involved. The spirit is willing, my flesh is a wretch. At that moment, I'm thinking of Paul. Boy, I'm in the wall and I need on some armor. This vomit is looking like he living young, dangerous ever. I'm weaker than ever. I need him to send me a help and to pass the baton, so I can just flee from this devil. Yeah, flee from this devil. So I can just flee from this devil.
Oh, wretched man, relieve me from this body filled with sin. I can talk about a million things to fit in, but I ain't getting to no kingdom with this decrepit, wretched old man. Say I ain't getting to no kingdom with this decrepit, wretched old man.
Yeah, it's revelation. We gon' keep it real. Everything we gon' stop it up. We coming for greatness. It's all in this will. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up. No runner up, cause we gon' like the field. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up. Israel. Everything we gon' step it up. Israel. Everything we gon' step it up. It's destination. We gon' keep it real. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up. We coming for greatness. It's all in this will. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up. No runner up, cause we been played the field. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up. Israel. Everything we gon' step it up. Israel. Everything we gon' step it up. No ranger, this must be a joke. I should be wearing a coat. For precept on precept, no code on my soul. And she has been making me cold. I am the reason Doritos get sold. The reason these heaters gon' fold. Hit it just right on the nose. Much I might look like a post. That's just the way that it goes. Heathen just make me feel gross. You want a little, I don't have a little. I'm about to deliver the dose. Tell in the middle, get going like to spit. Ha! He just be spiritually broke. Can't see like they stuck in the smoke. Can't see that we cutting their hair. Can't see that a nigga won't throw. Look down and the nigga gon' choke. Why you can't throw? We took a little bow. Then another picture, the stats of Maria. COVID came through like I'm running the fear. We want salvation, we gave you some lecture. 400 years, tell me what did we get? Striving and grinding, it's season for heaters. Silly Adidas, go sit on the bleachers. Because su casa, comprende, my nigga. Pray that you hate us, so why won't you leave us? Hey, destination, we gon' keep it real. Everything we gon' step it up, we coming for greatness. It's all in this will. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up, no runner up, cause we been like the field. Yeah, everything we gon' step it up, Israel. Everything we gon' step it up, Israel. Everything we gon' step it up, step it up, step it up, step it up, step it up.
Look, I don't know what you heard. It's salvation at the end of this work. So forget what you heard. It's salvation at the end of this work. Money, cars, clothes, ain't gon' save your soul, my Jew. Money, cars, clothes, ain't gon' save your soul, my Jew. You just looking for a reason. Yeah, you just looking for a
ain't gonna save your soul, my Judah. Money, cars, clothes ain't gonna save your soul, my Judah. Keeping the statues is easy, dog. You can do that for a second. Follow the laws and not hurt it all. And you giving up already?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my DJ Baruch on the 2s and 3s, 1s and 2s, getting it in, keeping you up on the latest of truth music, right? Use it, don't abuse it. It's for you, it's for the people. The revelation of a nation. It's very important that we understand there's no movement without no music. I can't think of one. So that's the soundtrack of the coming back of the children of Israel. Right? I know they want me on the track. Soon enough, man. Soon enough. I get soon enough. But let's get back into it. Thessalonians, First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. Let's get some more instruction on how to handle this Amerikkka, Amerikkka, triple K's, all right, because they think they're slick, but they're not slick. The Most High put us on to all game, and it's all in the scriptures.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Holy One will come as a thief in the night.
Right.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them,
Come on.
as travaileth upon a woman with child,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall not escape. For ye, brethren, are not in darkness,
right,
that day should overtake as a thief.
Right. So now it's talking to us. Ye brethren, that's our sister too. 26 on the line right now. Ye brother and sister, you are not in darkness. You should not, the day of the Lord should not overtake you as a thief in the night. That's not your instruction, because you're in the light. Read on.
You are the children of light, and the children of the day. You are not of the night, nor of darkness.
What does that mean? You're the children of the light? That means you're the children of the laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? The light meaning the laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? Just hold it real quick. Just for me, have somebody new on the line. Give me Isaiah 8:20.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 8, and verse 20.
Yeah.
To the law and to the testimony.
To the what?
To the law and to the testimony.
The law and the testimony. Read on.
If they speak not according to this word.
Like if someone is speaking and they're not giving all glory to the Most High through the law and the testimony. Read on.
It is because there's no light in them.
Then there's no light in that person that's speaking. Because the law and the testimony, meaning that the prophets and the commandments is the light. So without that, there's no light in you. So when it says you're children of the light, that means you know the commandments and you know what the prophet said. Let's read on.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others,
but
let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Right, so that sleep is talking about spiritual sleep. It's not talking about you sleeping. It's talking about the Most High closing your eyes. Hold that real quick. Give me Isaiah 28.
I got you.
You know what I want. We'll go right to the point.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29,
right.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
For Yahweh has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Right.
And has closed your eyes. The prophets and the rulers, the seers, have he covered.
Right. Anybody that says the Bible is the white man's book, anybody that says, I don't believe in the Bible, I believe in voodoo, anybody that says, I don't believe in the Bible, I believe in Buddha, you just sleeping. I'm an atheist, or you just sleeping. They need to be woken up. They're just sleeping. That's all that's happening. They have a spiritual sleep on them. And we are their rude awakening. We got to wake them up. Right? They don't understand. I don't understand the Bible. I don't read it because I don't understand it because you're sleeping. That's why. You need to wake up. All right. Let's go back. So we get right to the point. All right. Go ahead.
But let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Right. So what about the night? Give me Romans. Go Romans 13 and verse 11.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And that knowing the time, that now it is night time to awake out of sleep.
Right. Why is that? Go ahead.
For now is our salvation nearer when we believe.
Read on.
The night is far spent.
What about the night?
The night is far spent.
I mean, we've been in darkness too long. Far spent means we've been in the night too long. We have not known this. This should tell us how long we've gone without having a king, without having an ephah, without having a knowledge of self. How many generations have passed on this earth not knowing? The night is far spent. Read on.
The day is at hand.
Go ahead.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness,
Uh-huh.
and let us put on the armor of light.
There goes that light again. Right. Read on. Next verse.
Let us walk honestly
Uh-huh.
as in the day.
Come on.
Not in rioting.
No rioting. Go ahead.
Drunkenness.
No getting wasted. Read on.
Not in chambering.
Right. That's sleeping around. Read on.
And wantonness.
Wantonness being lustful and wanting everything that you see. Go ahead.
Not in strife and envying.
Not in strife, fighting, and envying. Right. Watching what other people have. Hating on your brother and your sister or what they have. Read.
But put ye on Yahweh Shai,
right,
and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust of the life.
Right, and don't make no provision for your flesh to fulfill the lust. Don't stay in your house. Stay in the light. Stay in the truth, the way, the truth, and the life of the Mashiach Yahweh. Go back to Thessalonians. Let's read.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 7.
Go ahead.
For they that sleep in the night,
mm-hmm.
and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Go ahead.
But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation.
Right, a breastplate of faith and love. What's a breastplate used for? For protection. Faith and love will protect you. You love your brothers and your sisters, that's a protection to you. Right? In the faith of the Most High, Mashiach Yahweh, that's a protection. Because you can't say you love the Lord and you don't love your brother, right? People say he that say I love the Lord and hates his brother is a liar, right? So if you hate your brothers and your sisters, then you don't really have the love of the Most High in you. Read on.
For Yahweh has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation.
He didn't set us up to be destroyed in the purge.
Right.
He didn't appoint us to the purge. Is the purge going to happen? Come. But he did not appoint us to the purge, but he appointed us to salvation. Read on.
Salvation are out of one of Mashiach Yahweh.
Come on.
Who died for us.
Come on.
That whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him.
That means whether we're alive or dead, when the day of resurrection comes, we're going to be joined with that power. Go ahead.
Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also you do.
And I hope everybody is comforted and edified in this class tonight, in this show tonight, because that's a mission. That's the mission of this word, to comfort and edify all Israel that's trying to seek the Most High God, right? The revelation of a nation. That's right, sis. Right? That's what we're doing. It's the reborn, the rebirth of a nation. It's a nation coming back to being who Yah intended us to be. All right? We're going to get some more Thessalonians. Thessalonians is leveled up on this topic here. All right? We're going to ride right through it. Let's ride right through it.
And we beseech you, brothers, who know them which labor among you, and are over you in the other one, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves.
And be at peace among yourselves. All y'all that's in the work, all y'all that have turned and put on your Hebrew lineage, be at peace with each other. Right? There's no reason to not be. If you're not at peace with your brother, your sister, you got to rectify that right away, right? Because this is part of the instruction on how for us not to be destroyed in the purge of America. Read on.
Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded.
Warn them that are unruly. So when the captain is snapping on you, it's because you're unruly. Comfort them that's feeble-minded. If you are afraid, well, we're going to build up your confidence, right? Support the weak and be patient towards all men. Go ahead.
See that none render evil for evil unto any man,
right?
But ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men.
Right. Sometimes in this walk, people are going to do you dirty. You still got to be good to that person in this truth. In the streets, somebody did you dirty. Oh, they're getting double dirt back at them. But that's not how it is in this walk. your brother, your sister do something, you gotta be able, still gotta bless them and be with them and see them through it. You know?
Rejoice evermore.
Mm-hmm.
Pray without ceasing.
Do what?
Pray without ceasing.
You never could pray enough in this walk. Go ahead.
In everything, give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh and Hamashiach concerning you.
Come on.
Quench not the spirit, despise not prophesying.
Mm-hmm.
Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Abstain from all appearance of evil, and the very good, the very power of peace sanctify you wholly.
Mm.
And I pray, Yahweh, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless until the coming of Hamashiach Yahweh.
And that's our prayer for every brother and sister that's logged on with us tonight on the Bring It Out Radio Show, that the Most High preserves your mind, body, and your spirit,
right,
in prosperity and in health. You know what I mean? All praises to Yahweh. Closing thoughts. The purge must come. Be prepared to see it. Don't let it move you. Be steadfast in your righteousness, and it will cover you. Cap?
I think you pretty much said you had a lot of talking points during the show tonight. Like you said earlier, you know, us as men, of course, we got to learn the basic things of self-defense.
That's right.
But like the scripture says, bodily exercises do help, but godliness is going to preserve them at the end of the day. Because you can do 100 push-ups and you're still not worthy to be able to be saved out of this captivity. So let your righteousness and the law, your application of the law, the Most High, speak for you to be protected by the Most High. But that don't mean you don't do no push-ups and nothing. Work out, but have more faith in the Most High when He's gonna do for you.
That's right.
He'll be.
Group. Don't say that. Don't say that you didn't see it on the BTO. Bring It Out Radio Show. Shalom to the family. See you all.
Purge.
Okay, Most High made you a weapon. Hey, Most High made me a weapon. That's right, Most High made you a weapon. Hey, Most High made me a weapon. No lie, Father put blessing on me. I was looking out for His key. What a mighty work that He did. Living for the Holy One solely. Most High made you a weapon. That's right, Most High made me a weapon. No lie, Most High made us a weapon. Oh my, Most High made us a weapon. No lie, Father put blessing on me. I was looking out for His key. What a mighty work that He did. Living for the Holy One solely.
Battle axe wielding a weapon in the arm. Power coming down from the heaven to the arm. Got a full charge like a felon. 144th to the 7th. Yeah, we been going in on the rabbit. Yeah, sick of all the lies you be telling. Yeah, I don't sympathize and Pelham. Yeah, Stockholm in the Annabella.
I had to let some people go so I can grow. I had to overcome my flesh to free my soul. I can't let nothing hold me back. I'm trying to level up. Whenever devils cross my path, I just beat them up. Put in that work, put in that work, put in that work, put in that work, put in that work. All day, every day, I just put in that work, put in that work, put in that work, put in that work. You better say it loud. First off, let me give all praises to my Abba and the Spirit, cause I couldn't have made it this far without him. I know that's right. Everybody turned their back on me. He was there for me. When my demons started attacking me, He took care of me. People be talking about going to hell. I've already been up in there. As a kid, I was lit. Looking back, OMG, man, I got so many stories to tell. I did the impossible. I wrote the curses. I killed that old man. He really wasn't worth it. My spirit on fire. My presence is godly. Higher than Amerikkka. Gotta keep shining. I had to let some people go so I can grow. I had to overcome my flesh to free my soul. I can't let it hold me back. I'm trying to level up.
No, I mean that he mad at it. Felt like that. Plus his hammer was lean back. Crack up in his pocket just to drop it. If I don't cooperate with his stop, man, he need to stop it. My car getting towed. I told my homies, tell my wife and kids I went to jail. I'm innocent, but it's my word against his charges erroneous. Just say the cops smell marijuana. They burying false witnesses, cause I don't even blow no more, bro. Police say, hey, and I quote her, it say the more nigga. Well, you know us, we lock up, the more we paid. Slavery modern day, plus the police is made
since fraternal orders say, can they get orders to pop, 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 waiting for them to say when a higher rock, all the dead homies, amen, can't wait till they meet the most high. Yeah. Nothing they can say. They kill for nothing.
I kill for nothing.
And they murder for fun. They kill for nothing.
I kill for nothing.
And they murder for fun. So I hire your
apologetic, man. Apologetic, man. We don't bow down.
Nick Coonan is you tough or you frail. Act like you bold when you tucking your tail. Yeah, we mad, had enough of this hell. We are the ones getting cuffed in a cell. We revolutionaries and we working tireless. Now I can see exactly why Mariah left.